We know a lot of things now about school design and how it influences safety, security, climate, culture, and emergency preparedness. The district faces some unique challenges, particularly in the age of some of the buildings and the time period where they were constructed.
You know, as you can see as a prime example here at the high school, you know, this building was built in the 70s. It's 70s technology. The windows are old. They're not going to get any newer. By making an investment now, save money down the road, which we could spend in other places such as textbooks, technology, teachers, things that really make an impact on the kids.
When I was in high school, I was involved with a lot of sports and activities. And I'm glad that my kids are involved in sports and activities themselves. However, it's interesting that most of the facilities are the same as when I was in school. The track is the same as when I was in school, that old cinder track, and now it can't even be used to hold a track meet here.
These are examples of some of the problems with the buildings of Forest Lake area schools. The district is proud of its great staff, terrific programs, and dedicated students. But they face many obstacles. These are all issues that will be tackled if the November 3rd school bond passes.
My youngest son attends Wyoming Elementary. It's 37 steps from the front door to the cafeteria where he eats lunch. There's not a wall, a door, or a security of any type between that front door and the cafeteria where all of those students are eating lunch. Security is a huge concern for this district. Most schools you can enter without ever being stopped by any physical barrier, and it needs to be addressed.
Nationally known school safety and security expert Michael Dorn has visited Forest Lake and other neighboring districts to offer his expert opinions about improving the security of those schools.
So I think it's important for people to understand that there are concepts of school architecture and school design features that have been proven to make schools a safer place.
His recommendations include reconfiguring the front entrances of all buildings, implementing keycard access, and adding more video security cameras. Many of our neighboring communities, such as Stillwater and White Bear Lake, have already passed bonds to make those important investments. Forest Lake still has not.
Really, the security of our schools floats to the top of my mind as a concern in our district. I think about going into most of the entrances of the schools. You can take a right, you can take a left, move right into the classroom areas. We just need more security.
I've spent the last 15 years working in the construction industry, and one thing that I know for certain is that inefficient buildings, old buildings, outdated buildings waste a lot of energy, and energy these days is very expensive. That money could be far better spent on teachers, supplies, computers, updated technology within the school district.
When energy costs skyrocket due to old buildings with aging windows, poor insulation, and outdated air quality systems, the students end up paying the price. This is money that otherwise would have been spent on quality teachers, modern technology, and better learning tools. Once again, voters in nearby school districts made many of these upgrades possible for their schools years ago. Forest Lake voters have not.
I was born in 1996, and 2 years later was the last time voters were able to pass a bond to finance this high school and renovate the entire school district.
White Bear Lake recently redesigned their Performing Arts Center, providing better lighting, acoustics, and a more engaging experience for students and the audience alike. By way of a recent facilities bond, approved by the local residents, White Bear Lake High School was able to upgrade their sports complex and track.
I'm a little embarrassed by the state of the schools here in Forest Lake in the district. Yeah, again, coming from LA, I'm used to seeing facilities that are kept up. They're really a pride in the community, and that's really not the case here. It's a little disappointing that the schools are run down, the facilities are run down. The state of the track, for instance, is just, yeah, you know, it's horrible. It's embarrassing to have other schools come in and participate in sports and run on our track, play on our fields, and they're just horrible.
Why do we need to bond? You know, it's really simple. We have to fix what we have. We have to fix the infrastructure and facilities that we have today. If you look at the markets, you know, today is a perfect environment to borrow money to get caught up and get ourselves back on the right path.
It's important to get repairs handled now before, you know, costs escalate. You know, we can look at waiting a few months or years down the line, things are only going to get more expensive.
Wouldn't it be great to have upgraded facilities, something that we can be proud of, not only with our students, but within our community? I hope you'll join me on November 3rd and vote yes for the Forest Lake School District bond.